that the key was to keep open lines of communication.
Absolutely.
And so, at my house,
right,
we do have something called family meeting, and we talk about stuff, and everybody knows everybody's business.
Right. So, oh my gosh, word on the street, Nico has a crush. I'm dying inside. So Frank sends me, what do you call those, candygram thingies?
Okay, wait. First of all, can you tell us how old Nico is?
Nico is 10. Nico is 10. He's my son, 4th grade, okay? Aww. And I get this screenshot from my husband that reads, thank you for making me laugh crazy and for sometimes making me happy.
Okay, how cute is that?
So I get home and Nico's like, oh mom, did you see the thing that Poppy sent you? I said, yeah. I said, who's that from? Riley. I said, oh, okay, Riley. I've heard of the name before because he's mentioned her a few times. He's like, yeah, we like football and we listen to country music and she's cool. I said, oh, okay. Nice. Well, I saw that letter. Does Riley have a crush on you? Nonchalantly, he's like, yeah. I said, okay. Do you like her? Oh, mom. He starts laughing and I'm like dying inside.
Hell.
But yeah, he's 10. I was expecting to start this kind of conversation at like 13 or something.
No, that is so cute. You don't remember being in 3rd grade and having like that little boy that you used to kind of look at a little more than everyone else?
Actually, yes. I did. My 2nd grade, I remember I had a little crush. You're right. But
yeah, when it's your kid, it's totally different. You're like, no, oh my gosh, really? They're growing up so fast.
Yes. Your son is 14. Did you?
Yes, he just turned 14 on President's Day.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday.
And thank you. And he is quite the Casanova too. Although this year, I can tell you, for Valentine's Day, he was a little bit not giving away too much. I think he's got a couple of prospects, but nothing.
Couple, huh?
Yeah. It's that age
where playboy.
Where he's kind of feeling himself and he's trying to be all cute and stuff, but he's not quite found the it factor person. At least this year. That's not to say he hasn't had his crushes.
Right. So he has a couple of prospects. So it sounds like he has game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God. That is an understatement. And there's this whole thing with the hair now. And then he does this
the little facial
here.
And
he's always
what is it about facial hair?
I don't know. And I'm like, dude, it's not showing yet. Here he's got a little fuzz and it's cute, but he's still not.
It's not there yet.
Right. So, but he's working on it. And in his mind, he's there.
There.
And he's good.
I don't know. I'm a little nervous, but
it's stages, and I've seen it a couple times with my daughters. Of course, with girls, it's different. With girls, it's different because the girls are, a lot more subtle, but they do tend to, do the whole dress up thing, and they want to do their hair and their makeup, their eyelashes. Eyelashes are huge, right? This generation is huge on those, big.
Yes, I know.
Bigger eyelashes.
I call them the drag queen eyes.
Thankfully, the girls are a little bit more subtle, but they're definitely.
Right.
But that was their time period, and of course they had their crushes and stuff like that. Now they're older, so now they're in more serious, involved relationships. So for me, viewing that and seeing how they get treated by their boyfriends, I mean, it is the sweetest thing.
I'm not there.
No, you know what? When you get there, it's definitely an emotional thing because you see them and they're so loved and they get the roses. I got roses from one of the boyfriends and they're just very, very sweet to them, which is joyful for me. And at the same time, seeing how respectful they are towards me as their mom, it's a big deal. So I don't know, maybe maybe in the near future, not too far from now, you'll be hearing me say how I have a daughter that's engaged. So we'll see. Yeah, things are serious. So.
Not for me. Not right now, guys. Not right now. Mine is only 10.
You know? Yeah, well, look, don't rush. Don't rush.
Not at all. Not at all.
So we'll see, but they're excited. It's good stuff.
That's cute.
I think cute motherhood is so great in that way. You know, you get to see their different stages and where they're at and how they, just become these amazing.
But it can be very worrisome too, right? You have a girl and you have a boy.
I have 2 girls and a boy.
Yeah, 2 girls. So
and it was worrisome until I realized that the key was to keep open lines of communication.
Absolutely.
And so, at my house,
right,
we do have something called family meeting, and we talk about stuff, and everybody knows everybody's business.
Right.
And some people may say that's terrible, but actually it's kind of great because the 4 of us will get together, and if there's any kind of issue, whether, it's one particular issue with one of the kids or it's between them or even with me, we talk about it as a family amongst ourselves. And if I'm wrong, I wear the loser label for the week or for the day or whatever, because I have to own up to some of my mistakes as a parent. But that then in turn allows me, along with their siblings, to put in their 2 cents. So if something goes down, it's literally like the whole team tackles the whatever the issue is.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you talk about sex, you talk about pregnancy, you're open in that sense with your children.
Okay. Absolutely. That conversation always comes up because it's important for them to be aware of the delicacies of being intimate with people. Women have to carry themselves with respect. At least I'm very conservative in that way. I'm not saying wait till marriage, or to each their own, right?
Right.
But I am saying, I was 25 before, and I was 18 before, and I was 15 before, and I know what it was like for me. So I'm not the kind of person or the kind of mother that would be oblivious
to what's going on and
to the realities of what it is that they're experiencing during that time period that they're on. And so it's worked for me. It's kept the lines of communication between us open, and I get to hear things that maybe some parents don't want to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'd rather hear it and be the one that says, okay, this is the best approach to whatever. And the good news about that is that when it comes to me, I carry the same transparency with them. So they're very overprotective of their mom.
Of course.
If they see something that they don't like, that may be, a problem for me, they'll say, hey, mom, look out for this or whatever.
No, of course.
So honestly, Sasha, enjoy this first crush, and then the second and the third, and then eventually the girlfriend, and then becoming Uber mom, because you will be Uber mom.
You will be the Uber mom. No. We my husband and I, we've always said that when we have kids, like, we're really gonna be open. We're gonna be friends. I mean, we're parents first, but we're also gonna be friends. Well, we want him to be able to tell us these things, and tell us your crush and the girl that likes you, and have those kind of deep conversations, because we don't want him to hear it outside or seek advice outside. We want to be able to develop that open line of communication. So
Absolutely.
That's very important to us. So
I think it's great that you follow that line of thought and that you implement that at home, because at the end of the day, I think it builds a sense of security.
Of course.
If Nico can feel comfortable enough to come to you for anything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, then when things are ugly or things are bad, he'll feel like I have a backbone
Absolutely.
at home. Or if he's scared of making decisions in life, I've had moments where my daughter, for instance, my eldest, was in law school and she switched to education.
Yeah.
And she was on the edge of her seat trying to figure out, like, hey, and so I was that voice that she came to and said, Mom, I'm kind of thinking about, and I had to put in my 2 cents. And sometimes I'm wrong, right? Like I said, but ultimately it's them feeling comfortable that whatever they're going to decide to do, that they have somebody behind them.
Absolutely.
That's backing them up. And that
exactly.
level of security that builds confidence in them and you'll see how they just blossom into these amazing people. Because
and even if we don't agree, because we're not always gonna agree, right?
Right.
However, you still need to allow them to make those certain decisions on their own. You know, if they fall, they learn, right?
Right.
Hopefully, that's the outcome, that they do learn and they don't repeat those mistakes again. But again, we're not always gonna agree with our children, and the point is to always keep the line of communication open and to always back them up.
And they're not always going to agree with you.
Of course.
So to your point, they're not always going to agree with you. And
we didn't always agree with our parents. Absolutely
right,
not.
absolutely. But you know what the cool thing is if they don't agree with you, is actually trying to understand why.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get to that why, when you get to that answer of why don't you agree with me, then you can look at things from a different angle as a person, as opposed to being a parent and saying, hey, my kid looks at this from this angle. Could he, she be right? And sometimes kids got a point.
Yeah.
And you can't get mad at them for that. You know what I mean? It's like,
because you want them to be individuals, have their own personality, have their own opinions, and process things a certain, you know?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm telling you, this is parenting.
Parenting is so much
fun.
So much fun.
I love it. One of the biggest blessings I think life could have given me was the ability to be a mom.
Yeah.
And my three musketeers. I just
Well, there you have that.
There you go. This is Word on the Street.